Welcome to the review of the Joola Hyperion 13.5 pickleball paddle. I'm going to break down its features and do some testing and really try to find out if this is the great paddle that I want. I'm going to search for the best pickleball paddle. Is this it? I've spent hours testing this paddle and it has felt great. But I picked the CAS 13.5 for a specific reason. The color. See this eye-catching color? This is the only one that I could find that had it like this among all the pickleball brands. All the brands, I couldn't find one as flashy as pretty as this. And my wife loved it. There are 6 different paddles in the Ben John's Hyperion series. The CAS, which is this one, are on the less expensive side, but they do have the more flashy colors. But wait, first I need to talk about the differences between CAS and CFS and the materials that Joola is using for its surfaces, which are carbon fiber and fiberglass. Carbon fiber is a stiff material that makes you feel the ball when it hits. It's going to feel it, so it comes over and hits the ball, and it allows you to have more control and precision as you control where it goes. Now the fiberglass on the other side is like more bouncy. It's less stiff, which means when it hits, it's going to bounce off, which often gives more power and more pop. But that can also be a sacrifice of some control because that ball is going to bounce off and you're not going to have as much control where you're pushing it. It's going to be bouncing off the paddle rather than you generating the power and speed. The CAS 13.5 is a hybrid. It has fiberglass on the bottom for power and then carbon fiber on the top for control. This combination is intended to offer a balance between energetic response and precise shots. In comparison, the CFS series prioritizes control with its carbon fiber surface, which offers more precision, and that's reflected in its higher price tag. Now, when I first read this, I thought, oh, that must mean the CFS has the more control and precision, and the CAS has the more power. I kind of thought these were something, you either go this path or that path. Well, I was wrong. The CFS is better at everything, according to the Joola's gauges here. So, why even use the hybrid model? The carbon fiber is more expensive, and so using the combination of fiberglass and carbon fiber, it's a way to reduce cost while still producing a solid paddle. And the CFS 16mm is actually the paddle that is used by the namesake of the series, Ben John's. And Ben John's is no slouch. The design of the Hyperion CAS 13.5 and all the Hyperions, they all come with this aero-curve shape, which is said to reduce drag and increase swing speed. And it feels solid and well crafted in your hand. It doesn't feel like a cheap paddle. The edge shield is a common feature. It's meant to protect the paddle, but I find that sometimes when you have these edge shields, which most paddles do, that if you hit it on that edge shield, it flies in a crazy direction. And this makes me question if an edge shield is the right design for me. But what it probably means is I just need to work on hitting the sweet spot more and avoid hitting the edges. That would probably make it a better paddle for me. CAS stands for carbon abrasion surface. And it does feel rough. Like if you touch this here and feel it, you can feel how rough it is. It feels a little bit like sandpaper. And when I did a spin test, which is my favorite test, the RPMs were higher than the Slick Neo Peepo, one of those cheaper paddles from Amazon. That one came in at about 1,050 RPMs, whereas this one came closer to 1,390 RPMs. That's a lot more revolutions per minute, but it still was far below the RPMs of the Selkirk Power Air Invicta that clocked in at 2,000 RPMs. So the spin generated was better, but still not the king of spin. The honeycomb polymer core is a common core that I see. The Selkirk Invicta Power Air also had it, and it's supposed to add pop and make the impact more quiet. Now, when I went through and I tested it, my test confirmed that it did have a decent amount of pop, and it had more pop than the Selkirk Invicta Power Air. This paddle has the thinnest core at 13.5 millimeters. The thinner core means more power and speed because it's going to be bouncing through. It's kind of the same principle as a less stiff paddle, but it can result in more vibration going down to your arm, which I guess can make it worse for pickleball elbow. I haven't experienced this at all yet, but if that's something you're concerned about, maybe that thinner core isn't right for you. The sweet spot on this paddle is larger, which is great. But like I said before, hitting near the edge can make it bounce crazy or result in that dead spot feeling. Finally, the grip is longer at 5.5 inches, which suits a two-handed backhand very well. It's a soft, cushioned grip that stands out from the others. This grip honestly has felt better than any other I've felt. It's very soft, very squishy, and it has a good feeling. There's no chance this thing's going to slip out of your hand. It's a really, really great grip. The best grip I've felt. I do wonder if that matters at all, because I know you can buy custom grip tape. And so I wonder, does it matter what grip it comes on the manufacturer? I mean, it is nice out of the box. It's the best grip I've felt, but you can just put on your own grip tape anytime and you can adjust that to whatever you prefer. Now, my final assessment. This is a great all-around paddle. It felt very good in the hand. It felt very good with the shots. I shared it with my family, with other people I was playing with, and a lot of them really liked it and preferred it over even some of the more expensive paddles. And the fantastic design. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Probably the prettiest paddle I've seen, and really that's a big point for this paddle. But this isn't the paddle I think I will be using. I loved the spin I felt when I had that Selkirk Invicta Power Air, and I really prefer the edgeless design. I haven't got to the point where I can crack a paddle because I go down too low. So I think for now, that's really a big influence on my decision. And just because it's not the right paddle for me, doesn't mean it's not the right paddle for you. At $149, at this price point, it's one of the best paddles out there for sure, especially with that fantastic design. Joola, I appreciate you making a design that my wife loved. If you've had experience with this paddle, crushing or struggling, leave a comment. Let me know about it. I want to hear your experiences, and hopefully we see you out in the court. If this has been helpful at all, hit that like and subscribe button.